Hello everyone, welcome back to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest update across South Sudan and beyond. Thank you for joining us today. If you are new here, this channel brings you clear, simple and honest update about South Sudan and the region. We break down complex political issues into language everyone can understand. Today we have two major stories. We'll talk about an opposition alliance in South Sudan has rejected a peace plan led by Kenya government. Second, we'll talk about a court in Juba has ordered the National Security Service to stop removing detainees under government during search. These two stories are deeply connected to the future of peace, justice, and democracy in South Sudan. Before we start our stories, please, I would like you to tap the channel by subscribing and turn on the notification bell. So whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Let us start with opposition alliance reject Kenya-led peace plan. According to the information, a major group of South Sudan opposition movement known as South Sudan Opposition Movement Alliance or SOMA has officially rejected a peace framework that is being promoted by Kenya government. This alliance is led by General Thomas Cirillo Swaka in a formal letter dated February 13, 2026. The alliance told Kenya chief mediator General Lazarus that the proposed peace process is deeply flawed. The peace effort is called the Tomato Peace Initiative, and one of its main proposals is something known as the National Consensus Charter Dialogue. But some must say this dialogue is not truly open. According to the alliance, the peace framework already decide what topic will be discussed, how discussion will happen, what the final result should be. In simple words, some believe the process is already controlled and limited. According to Soma, they say real peace talk must allow all parties to speak freely without outside pressure or fixed outcome. The alliance argued that the current proposal does not solve the real problem that caused the conflict in South Sudan. South Sudan became independent in 2011, but in 2013, fighting broke out after political disagreement between President Salva Kiir Mayardit and his former deputy, Dr. Riek Machar. That conflict turned into a civil war. In 2018, a peace agreement was signed. It is known as the Revitalized Peace Agreement on the resolution of the conflict in South Sudan. On that agreement, the agreement created a unity government, but many parts of that agreement have not been fully implemented. Elections have been delayed several times, security reforms are incomplete, and many citizens still suffer from violence, displacement, and economic hardship. What some must say are the real problem. Some must say the peace initiative is focusing too much on elections. But according to them, election alone will not bring peace. They believe the real problem include weak governance, division in the security forces, corruption and lack of accountability, land dispute, ethnic division, lack of justice. They warn that holding election before solving these problems could increase instability in the country. They made a very powerful statement. Election should be the result of peace, not a replacement for peace. In simple terms, they believe you must first build peace, then all election, not the other way around. Let's look at Soma demand. Soma is calling for a broad consultation process including political parties, civil society, church leaders, women and youth, and internally displaced people. Second, a large inclusive roundtable conference. Third, the immediate and unconditional release of political detainees, including first by President Dr. Riek Machar. And finally, involvement of regional and international bodies such as Intergovernmental Authority on Development, Africa Union, and United Nations. They also insist that peace talk must happen in neutral country, not under pressure. So far, the Kenya mediation team has not responded publicly. Let's look at our second top story. Court order National Security Service to stop degrading search. Now we move to the second major story. A special court in Juba has ordered the National Security Service, NSS, to stop removing detainees under government during search. The court described the practice as degrading and against constitutional right. This ruling came after lawyers representing Dr. Machar filed a complaint. During the 52 session at Freedom Hall in Juba, Judge Stephen Simon ruled that removing undergarment is prohibited. Security officer must respect detainees' dignity. Searches are legal but must be done respectfully. The judge also ordered that notebook taken from detainees must be returned so they can take note during court proceedings. This ruling sent a strong message. Even people accused of serious crime have right under the law. A digital expert from South Africa, Peter Calvin, presented evidence related to the case. The prosecution presented a document showing cooperation between South Sudan and South Africa for digital forensic support. But the defense team objected. Lead defense lawyer Dr. Gary Raimondo Lege argued that the expert does not have proper jurisdiction. Some documents should not be accepted, and the South African Cybercrime Act was not properly followed. The prosecution disagreed and said the objection was premature. The court postponed the case to February 20, 2026 for cross-examination. Dr. Machar, age 73, and 7 others are facing serious charges including murder, conspiracy, terrorism, treason, destruction of public property, crime against humanity. Prosecutors claim that SPLA-IO forces and the White Army attacked a military garrison in Nasser in March 2025. They say 257 soldiers were killed and equipment worth about $15 million was destroyed or seized. Machar is under house arrest. The others are detained in national security facilities in Juba. Now let's give you the analysis based on what we heard. The rejection of the Kenyan peace plan showed that political division remains very deep. When opposition groups do not trust mediation effort, it means confidence is weak. Without trust, peace talk becomes difficult. Soma is correct about one important point. Election without security reform and unity can create more tension. If institutions are weak and communities are divided, election can increase conflict instead of reducing it. South Sudan must first rebuild a strong institution, unify security forces, and trust between communities. The court ruling against degrading such is significant. It shows that even in difficult times, the judiciary can act to protect right. Respect for human dignity is essential in any democracy. If the rule of law is respected, citizens gain confidence in the justice system. South Sudan is at a crossroad. Elections are planned for December 2026. Political tensions are high. Economic conditions remain difficult. Many citizens are displaced. The key question is, will leaders focus on genuine peace, reform, or just political survival? That is today's full report on Changfied News. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think election should come first or peace reform first? Should the Kenyan mediation continue? What is your opinion about the court ruling? Comment below and let us discuss respectfully. If you found this report helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to Changfied News. Together we build informed citizens. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.